Our annual Halloween show is next. Are you scared? Stay with us.
Programming is supported by NIPSCO. Today's young minds are constantly reimagining what our world will be like tomorrow. That's why NIPSCO is upgrading its infrastructure now, so we're ready for whatever comes next. More information at nipsco.com/future.
Welcome again to Lakeshore Focus, a weekly show highlighting the key issues, important events, and interesting people in our region. I'm Keith Kirkpatrick. We like to do something different on our Halloween show every year. Today our twist is to talk about scare, the real kind and the man-made type. What scares people? What is real fear? From two different perspectives, we have a licensed and certified therapist in Janet Veers, who is with Counseling Connections. She is someone who deals with people's scare and fears. And Justin Hill, who is the creative director for the Haunted Hills Hospital in Portage. Justin's goal is to scare people this Halloween season. First of all, this is kind of weird, Justin, because the director of this show's name is Justin Hill. But let me tell you, you're much better looking. Mic turned off?
Yeah, he says he'll keep doing it if you keep insulting him.
Okay, so you're as good looking as he is. I'll say that. But he's really a smart guy. So I got to make sure I don't do any more insults or my mic will get cut again. So I better be careful. That's the trick they like to play on me here. So glad to have both of you here on the show. So I said, first of all, Janet, you work with people who have fears and phobias and those kind of things. Is that kind of your specialty?
Yes, I do work with people who have fears and phobias. I also specialize in the anxiety and mood disorders, depression, relationship issues, and that kind of thing.
Okay, but you do deal with this fear issue with
yes,
people.
Yes, I do.
And people who are just really have trauma.
Yes.
That real live trauma that comes from scare or things that happen. And you're scaring people.
Yeah, I create the trauma. It's kind of my job. So
are you kind of the makeup director? I mean, what do? You do you design the whole thing?
Yeah, I do all the scary stuff. I come up with every room. I come up with every character. I come up with every makeup, or at least the ideas of our makeup. In our haunted house, we don't use other people's creations, so you won't find a Jason or a Freddy in our haunted house because that's someone else's creation. It's someone else's tale. We make our own characters, and so all those have a story of their own.
So is he creating business for you in any way?
Absolutely.
So do people really have scares that are associated, like they really think they see ghosts, or they really think they're being chased by a werewolf? Or, I mean, do people really, truly, some people believe that?
At times, people get triggered by whatever has scared them. So if, for example, if they have been to a haunted house, they may have bad dreams where they remember the werewolf or the ghost or whatever it was that was chasing them or scaring them in the moment. And so sometimes that carries over into real life. And so what I do is begin with an assessment to understand what's the depth of what's happening and what's going on with the individual.
Well, I want to come back to why people have this and kind of dig into it a little bit deeper. But have you seen, when people walk in, have you seen people who, like, right from the beginning, you think that person is scared to death before they even walk in?
Absolutely. We have a lot of people who won't go in. They drive there, they come there, and they won't buy a ticket because they're that afraid. We have people who come up, they buy tickets, and when they reach the front of the haunted house, decide this is too much. I mean, we have actors in line, but the line actors are more for entertainment. The real scares come inside. So, I mean, that shows you just how scary even like the ones that are just trying to entertain you can be.
What is the translation? I mean, this is kind of an interesting thought. People walk up to these places and they know they're fake. They know that this actor's in there. They know that the things aren't real, yet they are so scared. Why are, I got to be in that category too, we all are. Why are we so scared when we know it's really not real?
It's the environment that's produced in that situation. So and it could be an anticipatory event happening. So they know they're going there. They want to go there if they're driving there and purchasing a ticket. But it's just maybe the anticipation is just too overwhelming for them. Or maybe they've had an experience before that was too overwhelming and they can't make it into the building.
Why do people want to get scared? Why do you think they want to get scared from your point of view?
Well, people come, for one, it's the same reason you go to see a movie, or the same reason you get on a ride where you feel that adrenaline rush. People know that it's play when they come.
But they still like that.
Yes.
I like the adrenaline rush thing. They like that feeling.
Yeah,
Even though it's not a positive feeling, they still kind of like it.
Well, it is because when your heart rate goes up like that, when you experience that, your body releases endorphins and all these other things. It makes you actually feel really good.
That's interesting. Also, I guess it bonds people because I see these people, they record people going through haunted houses and all these people are clinging to each other, holding on. It's like, this is my friend. So it kind of guess we're going through this experience together. From the psychological side of this, why do people want to be scared?
There are some people who have thrill-seeking personalities, so they're always looking for that thrill, that excitement. As Justin described, it's that adrenaline rush that excites them. So they're seeking it out, whether it's a haunted house or in other situations.
Which can be a bad thing too, right? I mean, if people are thrill seekers.
If it consumes a large part of your life and you feel like you can't get enough and you're always seeking it, it can lead to other problems.
So for the thrill seeker or for the show off, how do you deal with those who are trying to make the experience even scarier or pushing the limit? I mean, even challenging your characters or acting like they think they can grab the chainsaw or whatever?
Well, there's a lot of
Do you have those? I mean, do you have those people?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of people that come through, and what we do at my haunted house is we have an idea, and the idea is that you're not going to scare everybody. It is impossible to scare everybody because people have to allow you to scare them. Because again, they know it's just an actor in makeup. So if they're not having a good time, you're not going to scare them. When you can't scare everyone, what we can do is we can entertain everybody. So if you're not going to allow us to scare you, well, we're going to make you laugh. We're going to crack a joke or whatever, because that's what's going to make your haunted house really good. It's not, people don't want to experience extreme fear when they come to these haunted houses. The scares go the same every time. They get a scare and then they laugh with friends, and then they get another scare and they laugh that their friends are scared. It's
they can recuperate from this, obviously.
Exactly.
What do you do with the guy that's really trying to show off that he's not scared of anything and he's going to confront your characters, or he's really trying to be, he or she is really trying to be really tough about this whole thing?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have to break that guy down. So we have to start by making him take away his armor almost. So we'll crack a joke to where he laughs. Once he's in a mood where he will laugh, it's easy.
He's let his
to
guard
go,
down.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just look at expressions, it's easy to go from to, or it's hard to go from to. So, I mean, once we get someone to where they're having a good time, it's easier to scare them. If the guy comes in and he's like, I'm not going to get scared. Well, why? You came to a haunted house. Play with us and let us scare you.
What is the point, or what's driving that person who comes in there and says, you're not going to be able to scare me? Either says, I'm not going to get scared, or I'm going to be so tough, everybody's going to think it's going to bother everybody else, but not me. What's going on with that person?
Deep down, they may be scared, and this is their way of trying to control the situation. So it's having that sense of control so that if I really am scared, I'm not coming across as I'm really not going to let you scare me.
Why are they afraid to be scared? If it's just kind of fun.
It's a deep, deep fear.
Okay, so they really, truly don't really want to be scared.
Some people, yes.
Okay, so it's almost, they're scared of being scared.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Which is kind of interesting. They're scared of being scared. So I'm going to kind of jump completely different direction. What is up with this whole thing with people being scared of clowns? I don't get this.
Well, I've done research on that quite a lot, and what I've found is that, well, for one, I mean, you have real life.
Well, there's some real life stuff going on with
Events.
clowns
Yeah, right
lately.
now.
But before that, even people were like, there's always the scary clown thing. What's
Well,
up with that?
it looks like a person. It has the image and the body of a person, but the facial doesn't look right. It's got big eyebrows or a round nose and a huge smile. If you look at
It's the distortion
different things,
then.
exactly. There's something off-putting about it. You're like, yeah, I think it's a person, but it's not. Even if you know, yeah, it's just a person. Again, there's something wrong mentally with you or with that clown. You're like, I don't know what's going on with this person. Plus, the things they do are just crazy. Like they've
Yeah.
got huge feet. And
It's the distortion of the human body, I guess, that really is part of that problem. So maybe I now understand it a little bit better. Thank you for that explanation. Do you have people come in this time of year who just are scared of something because it's Halloween? Or maybe a better question, are there people really scared again of like black cats and bats and those kind of things?
There are people who are superstitious and are afraid of black cats and bats and ghosts and clowns and the whole gamut of things that are associated with Halloween.
But you mostly deal with like pretty serious trauma kind of things,
Yes,
right?
I do.
So what do you think of somebody like this who tries to create trauma?
Well, if it's for entertainment, that's great, but there are some people who have reactions to it, and they may have bad dreams for a period of time or excessive worry, and then they probably need to come and see me to get some help for that.
I think it's interesting you guys are doing a haunted hospital. Is there something about the hospital theme or people, why did you pick that as opposed to just a haunted house?
well, because because I've never heard of one. There's hundreds of every other kind of haunted house out there. I wanted to pick something that's kind of different.
But people are kind of scared of hospitals
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, it's not, everybody says, oh, I just am so excited I get to go to the hospital. Why are people so scared of hospitals? I mean, what's the trauma there for people?
Usually there's pain associated with hospitals in some way, shape, or form, and some people have a fear of needles. They see, a shot or an IV coming at you, and that is associated with pain, and then they don't like it.
Well, and we do hear those rare stories, we hope, of people who go to the hospital and never come out, right?
Right.
So I guess there's a fear that I might go in there and they might do something incorrect, or I might never leave this place. Do you tie any of that stuff into the haunted hospital you're doing?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a huge thing. Is how do I come up with stuff that you would have in that kind of a place?
So what's your best thing you've come up with that's hospital oriented?
The best thing I've come up with, I think, is we have our main doctor. When you walk in his room, he's tearing a spine out of a patient. So,
Okay,
and
that would
it's
be
a live
scary
actor.
to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you deal with scare pretty well, or not?
Do I?
Do you go to these haunted houses?
I don't go to haunted houses. I did several years ago, but I feel like that's behind me now. I'm past that.
So you outgrow this? Is that possible?
For me, yes.
Do you have older people come in?
Absolutely. That's the majority of our base. I tell everyone, our haunted house is not made to scare kids. It will scare kids, I promise you, but it's made for adults. It is definitely an adult haunted house. So
So you gave it up though, right? Okay. Again, I'm really trying to understand, what other kind of things do you think people are really scared of? What do you play off of?
Really scared of, I mean, people are definitely afraid of classic things, but I've started to
What's
attack.
a classic thing? A classic thing like?
People, one thing that everyone is afraid of, the dark, but no one is afraid of like the dark. They're afraid of what's in the dark, if that makes sense. So that's something we exploit a lot, is things you can't actually interact with, because then I don't have to make someone scary. The customer does it themselves.
Scare themselves.
Yes, with their imagination. They say, there's a monster in there, and I don't have to do it. Another thing, a couple rooms we've added just now was a bee room. Everyone has a room with a bunch of crawling animals and things. Well,
You like bees like honeybees?
yeah.
Like stinging, something that would sting. So,
I don't like to do a room that I might not scare everybody. So I don't want to attack something so exact. So I don't want to do a room with one bee in it. So I did a room where you're walking through a bunch of beehives with audio and a smell of honey, and I'm attacking you on all kinds of levels, because when someone sees one bee,
they imagine that there's all these bees.
well, you can kill one bee. Everybody knows in their head, don't touch a beehive, because you know what's going to happen. I learned about a room like this when I experienced a room like this at a trade show. And it freaked me out. When you can freak me out, that's going in my haunted house.
Okay, I like that criteria. So back to these fears, fear of the dark. You know, I'm thinking back when we all were kids. Most children are afraid of the dark. They're actually think there's monsters. I mean, where does that come from? Is that just a natural instinct for all of us?
For little children, they're more prone to some fears like that. And then if they have if they've watched a scary movie or had some other fear-provoking event, that might increase it or exacerbate it. So we all have some fear. Fear is a normal, natural reaction. It's just that when it gets amplified or doesn't go away, then it becomes a problem.
So is it possible, if you took a child and they grew up without ever seeing the monsters or seeing the TV shows or the books read to them or anybody, would they not really have a fear of those things?
If they haven't seen it?
If they've not seen it or experienced it?
I think, developmentally at the younger ages, it is common for young children to have fear. So it can manifest in different ways, shapes, and forms.
It's probably a better comment to say that no child can probably be raised up without their parents probably passing on some fears to them. Or
True.
even, why do people scare each other? I mean, you know, we even do that to small children. You know, it's like you, boo, want to scare them and kind of make them jump.
Well, what's really interesting is what people are afraid of, especially in other places. Haunted houses are really huge in America. You don't find a lot of them in other countries. For example, in Asia, they're not afraid of people with knives. Where here, we're afraid of that because we've been raised with these kinds of movies. Over there, they're afraid of angry ghosts a lot. The problem is, how do you do angry ghosts in a haunted house without people on cables flying and things like that? So
much of this is, again, kind of popular culture
Exactly.
learned.
It's
It's
cultural.
learned for people. So
And
this
I
goes back
think-
to what you even said about how these come from experiences. People take their earlier experiences and they just keep. How come we can't let go of those?
Sometimes our processing system in our brain doesn't let go. It gets stuck. And that's when it keeps showing up. So the treatment I use for people who have intense fears or traumatic stress disorder is called EMDR, and that is a method to help reprocess disturbances that are stuck.
So do you even, in your haunted hospital, try to pick up on what you think really scares people the most, or you just kind of have this experience for them?
Well, it's easy. Scaring people is really easy. Everyone is generally scared of the same things for the most part. People are afraid of being attacked. My job is to distract you and then attack you from somewhere else. I get you to look at something really nice, and then the scare comes from this way.
What do you think of when you hear this? I'm just curious.
You know, again, I see it as entertainment, and I'm thinking about, you know, from my end, people who have a hard time, may have a hard time after experiencing something like that. Under normal circumstances, our body will process it and we move on and everything's great. But for some people, that type of experience might get stuck and they have a hard time letting go of it.
That's a huge distinction. This is kind of a temporary thing. You kind of laugh and you move on, but you're dealing with people who they have it for years and years and years, and it's deeper than it is. So people are going to, here it is a few days from Halloween. So where are you guys located again?
Our address, we're right on Route 12 in
Portage, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it's pretty easy to find. If you guys
Yeah.
have a website and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, www.hauntedhills.com.
Okay, and so people can find you in the list of shrinks, or what do they call that?
They can reach me through my answering service, 219-836-8806.
And you're in Valpo and Highland?
Valpo and Highland, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after this season, if people really have some difficulties, they can come and see you. But if they're waiting to get scared, they got to wait again until next year, right?
Yeah, at least by me.
And come and see all the exciting and new things that you've worked on. Okay. Thank you both for being here on the show.
Thank
This
you
has
for
been really
having me.
interesting, and now I know what to do with when I see clowns. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
When I was a kid, my younger brother and I were walking to the movie theater, probably to watch a scary movie, when an older boy jumped from behind some bushes and scared the you-know-what out of us. We were scared. That's one kind of scare, frightened for a moment with the ability to regroup or run away, as was our case, and regain your composure. The other kind of scare is a fear that is based in reality, or perhaps what we believe to be our reality. We explored both of these kinds of scare today on our show. I think there may be a hybrid type of scare that is difficult to place in either category. Let me return to my younger brother. I recall a time when he went to my aunt and uncle's house, which was literally across the street from where we lived. I think he went to borrow a cup of sugar, and when he returned, he was breathing hard and looked like he had seen a ghost. He had a long, diagonal, bloody mark on his chest. It seems that he thought he did see a ghost, or a monster, or a werewolf, and ran into a guide wire, those big, thick cables that are attached to a utility pole to hold it in place. Bam! Right in the chest. It knocked him down. He got up and ran home as fast as he could. That fear was a scare, but it was tied to what he believed was reality. I'm sure it was accentuated when the wire hit him, and he probably thought he had been grabbed by whatever was stalking him. It took him longer than a short while to recuperate from the fright and the wound on his chest. By the way, the sugar and measuring cup never made it home. Let me share another story. In my younger days, when I first got married, my wife told me to never scare her. I would occasionally test the waters with a little boo, and there was not much reaction. One day, I pushed it a little higher. We had been watching the movie Carrie on a 13-inch black and white TV. Come on, how scary can that be? Do you remember at the end of the movie when Carrie's bloody arm reaches out of the grave and grabs the girl? Well, later that evening, I put ketchup on my arm and reached around the corner while she was talking on the phone. Let me just say, I locked myself in the bathroom for an hour as a safety measure. The scare here was my violation of trust the denial of a clear warning, and a typically stupid thing we husbands often do. After 38 years of marriage, I can safely say that I have never crossed that line again. Did you enjoy our Halloween show this year? You can watch our last 2 Halloween shows from the website. I think I was a vampire one year, and a makeup artist made me look like I had encountered a werewolf on our second show. We'd like to hear from you, so email your thoughts and comments to our email address, which is listed on the screen. Our website address is there also. A special thanks to Crystal Angeles, one of the sweetest people in the world and a budding filmmaker. She helped with the content of this show, and she loves scary movies. Be sure and join us again next week for another Lakeshore Focus. Until then, I'm Keith Kirkpatrick saying, make a positive difference in our world today.
Programming is supported by NIPSCO. Today's young minds are constantly reimagining what our world will be like tomorrow. That's why NIPSCO is upgrading its infrastructure now, so we're ready for whatever comes next. More information at nipsco.com/future.